Hey, so I love Google Forms. And another great thing that you can do with Google Forms is make a pathway for students to go that if they get an answer right, they can move one way. If they get an answer wrong, they go a different direction. And I just want to show you an example of one that I've done. And this is for adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So here I had them watch a video and then they did the problem, okay? And if they get it right, so let's just say here, and they move on. But they got this one wrong. So now I'm going to have them go to another section where they watch another video and we do the problem together. So they have a chance to redo this, and you know that they are learning the curriculum well and not just like getting it wrong and then what. So you can use this as an amazing teaching tool. Okay, so the student watches the video again or goes to the teacher to get help, and then they try to do this problem again. And let's say they get C, which is the answer. They move on and they are able to go to the next question. No longer are they stuck on question one. So, this is a way to help make sure students know what they're doing. How do we do this? We are going to make our own example of this. Okay, so we open a blank form, which I have right here now, and you are going to have to decide how many questions, and you're going to have to lay it out. So I'm going to give this a title. Let's say this is Math Averages, okay? Then, and I can do a description here if I want. So my first question, I'm just going to set up the template to show you, okay? So this is question one. Okay. Then I am going to have it multiple choice to start with, and I'm going to add a new section. If I click down here on the right-hand side, there's these two bars. That's adding a section. So adding a section makes it into a new page every time. So I'm going to actually add two sections here. There we go. Now this one is going to be number one retry. This one is going to be number two. Okay, so number one, my question, I have option one, option two. Okay, option three. Now I want to make it that this goes to the right spot. Okay, I want it to be required, and I'm going to go here to these three dots. And let me just move my screen over here so you can see better. Okay, so these three dots on the right side, I click that, and then I say, go to section based on answer. All right, now we have something like this come up. So if option one is the right answer, then I would say this one, they move on to number two because that's second question. Okay, option two is wrong, so they would do move on to number one retry. Okay, this one was also wrong. So I'd have them move on to number one retry. So then they will go to whichever section I set it up as. Okay, so I hope that part makes sense. I also want this maybe to be for points. So if I have it for points, I'm going to set that up by going to the settings at the top, go to quizzes, and make this a quiz. Save. Okay, now I can go answer key, okay? And I want this to be worth 1 point, okay? Now, so that's up to you. You don't need to have points, but you can if you want. Either one is fine. Okay, so then I would go and I would make my question here, duplicate this whole section down here by going here to these two boxes, duplicate, and then I'm going to move this into number one retry. Okay, so that's how now this is set up again. And I'd put my video in here. So I would go maybe add a video. This could be one of yours. You could find it on YouTube, but I'd have it a different video than what you had at the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to say this is going to be my video and, oh, sorry, select. Okay, now I have that video in there, okay, and they can watch it and then try question one again. Okay, now for number two. Again, I make this whatever question I want. So this time I'm going to add a question and I'm going to show you a different type of question that we could have. This one, I'm also going to say it's required, make it a short answer. Okay. And so my question is, what is the average of 21, 32, and 34? So I have this set up now, and my answer is 29. So I want this to be a number, but I want to put this as equal to, that way I get this number section. So I'm going to put 29 in here. Okay, and then I want to put something in this custom error text. I can't leave it blank. So I might say, try again, or whatever you want them to say. Okay, now if this is right, then they can move on. So let's just test this out so you can see what happens. Okay, so I go here and I think, oh, okay, it's number two. Oh, I got it wrong. So I have to watch a video again and then try again. What's the average? So we know that answer is 23 here. Try again. This is where that answer comes in. If I put in 30, try again. It's not going to let me move on until I get this answer correct. So maybe I want to put a video in here to refresh my students' memories if they need it or not. If I put 29 and click out, notice it doesn't say try again. I can move on now. So that's what these two are. I hope that makes sense and that you feel like you can put your own together.